Hi, this is Demi from Reading with Demi and welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a wrap up of all the books that I read in January. So it's technically all the books I read in 2023 as well so far, which is really exciting. It's the 30th of January and I have finished 5 books so far, with one ongoing that I will probably finish before the end of the month, so I'm going to include that as well for you today. So the first book I read this month was Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This is a young adult sci-fi horror dystopian sort of book. I gave it 3.5 stars. I really liked the uneasiness that came from the body horror aspect of this book. It's nothing too graphic, but it's a nice introduction to kind of body horror. This story is about a group of girls that are sent to a boarding school on an island when suddenly some mysterious illness starts taking over. The girls each develop some sort of deformity, which is the body horror aspect that I mentioned. So the book follows our main character Hetty and one of her best friends Reese as they go looking for their other best friend Byatt, who has gone missing. This was a pretty middle-of-the-road book for me. Like I said, I really enjoyed the descriptions of how each of the girls were deformed and the bleakness of what was going on the island and in the school, but I felt like the ending was really rushed and it kind of just stopped. So that's why I gave it 3.5 stars. The next book I read was actually a reread for me, and it is Charlaine Harris's Dead Until Dark, which is the first of the Sookie Stackhouse novels. I'm planning on reading a Sookie Stackhouse novel every month and maybe trying to fit the last one in whenever I have a slow reading month, because there are 13 in total. This was an easy 5 stars for me. I love the Sookie Stackhouse novels. I love Sookie as a character, and it was really nice to meet all of the characters again for the first time. I'm definitely looking forward to when there's more Eric. So yeah, easy 5 stars for me. The next book I read was Secluded Cabin Sleep 6 by Lisa Unger. This was an ARC for me. I got this on NetGalley probably last month, maybe 2 months ago, and decided it would be the first ARC I read this year. I gave this book 4 stars. I really liked it. I'm still pretty new to the world of thrillers, but I really enjoyed this book. It dealt with some like genetics that I've never seen used in a book before. And of course it had a secluded cabin setting with people getting killed and having to figure out who that killer is. I'm not entirely sure what it was missing for me, but yeah, 4 stars. Book number 4 that I read this month is The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. I gave this 4.5 stars. I read Poppy War last month and gave that 5 stars. This one, it's almost just as good. It just took me a little longer to get through. Some of the themes hit me really hard. I wasn't expecting them to, but they did, and I had to kind of take a break. And although it doesn't feel like a filler book between the first book and the last book, I did feel like the pacing was a bit slower, but there was a lot going on and I really enjoyed it, hence 4.5 stars. After such a heavy book, I needed something a little bit lighter, so I read The Heart Principle by Helen Hoang, another 5-star read for me this month. I love this series so much. I read the first 2 last year and for some reason I just kept putting the third one off. I'm really annoyed at myself for doing that, but this book was amazing. I've never related to a main character so much. It's almost scary how similar me and Anna are in that respect. So this book follows Anna and Quan. Anna is a musician who went big on YouTube but hasn't been able to play since. And Quan is a businessman who has just been given the all clear from cancer. They're meant to be a one-night stand, but it turns out to lots of not one-night stands and then eventually a relationship, and it's about how they deal with that and also how our character Anna deals with an autism diagnosis. Obviously all of the books in this series, The Kiss Quotient and The Bride Test, have some sort of neurodivergent representation in them, and I love them all so much, so yeah, 5 stars. And the last book on my January reviews, it's the one I'm still currently reading, and that is Defriended by Ruth Barron. This is a young adult thriller mystery horror sort of book that focuses on our main character Jason, who has been chatting on Facebook to this girl Lacey, only to find an obituary for Lacey that was dated months before they actually began talking. I'm about 70% of the way through this book at the moment. It's probably sitting at about a 3 stars. I think young adult thriller might not be for me, but this is my first one. Parts of it do seem a little bit young, but again, it's young adult, so I should have expected that. But so far it's been a really quick read, and I do think I'm going to finish this before the month is finished. So they are the 6 books that I've hopefully finished in January. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know if you think there's any books that I'd like based on what you've seen. Leave me a like if you like this video, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Until next time, bye!